Okay, before I even get anywhere into this video, I need to say that this video is being made before the full kit has been revealed, but I think it's the best time to make the video to give you some precursors as to what you should do based on certain factors that we've already seen based on Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta's kit off of what we got, because I feel like if I do it later it's going to be a bit too late. So hopefully this video is going to be useful, man. Definitely press the subscribe button, man. And the one thing I want to ask before you actually get into the rest of the video, how many chrono crystals do you have, and if you've already made your decision, are you going to be summoning? Regardless, answer those two questions in the comment section below, and let's actually get into this video, man. Before I get into the video, I forgot to say I'm going to actually be summoning. So if you see me live at 7 AM in the UK, that's British summertime now, you can convert that to whatever time zone you're in. I believe it will be 6 UTC. So yeah, I'm probably gonna try to get one copy, just one copy. That's two, just one copy, so that I can actually use them from a low star basis, give my opinion on them, put the best equips on them, whatever, so on and so forth. And then I'm gonna continue saving for the anniversary, which I'm trying to get a high amount of chrono crystals, but I'll figure it out, man. But yeah. Okay, so I know looking at this unit is very beautiful, but the one thing I don't like is having people disappointed when the unit comes out, whether they pulled them and they don't like them at the fact that they have them, or they don't pull them at all. So here I'm making this should you summon guide so that you guys can have the best odds on actually pulling the unit or just making the best decision. So we're looking at this. I got some few notes here that I want to point out. The first thing I always advise is if you're free to play, there is absolutely no rush, especially in the first 24 hours of this banner releasing, for you to summon. There's literally no rush. So what you should do is watch some showcases. You're watching me right now. I'm probably going to summon on the video, but even if I don't, you can watch any of your favorite content creators that post Dragon Ball Legends. Even if you don't have another content creator, because I'm obviously your favorite content creator, you can actually just Google Dragon Ball Legends showcases, and then you're surely to find a video on these units, on this unit, so that you can actually make your own opinion. Don't just take the content creator's opinion, even if it's mine. Form your own based on everything you've seen and decide whether it's the unit for you. And it doesn't even just have to be off what they can actually do in game. It might just be how they look. You might want a better look at their animations. Cool. The next point I want to point out is that if you're not doing it for necessarily anything but their kit, you should definitely wait later on. So there's no rush really and truly, besides from the fact that you might want to capitalize on events. But if you're not worried about events too much, because obviously you get easier clearance when you're playing these events with the new unit, especially raids, you can just wait until the last day. You can see here it says the summon period, it's on the 12th of April, which is tomorrow, all the way through to the 24th, which is quite a long time, but it's not the longest time. So you should actually take that into account. If the ban is 2 times Z power rates, then it shouldn't stay like that forever, but even if it does, then you should wait until the last day, and that way you can actually know how solid the unit's going to be in the meta. They might be useful, but say if you're grinding to God rank and you want to hit God rank, people might just stop using them after the first week, because after the hype of enjoying the unit, they're not really usable, so they go back to their Ultra Roses, Ultra Hit, Ultra Gogeta Blue, etc, etc. So that's another thing I want to point out. You don't need to rush. You're not a content creator. You don't need to make a video or anything on the day. You can literally wait if you're not sure, or if you have a low amount of chrono crystals. Other than that, you just want to consider the near future. So there's most likely an Ultra going to drop, but I don't think it's going to be a Saiyan now that we've got this unit here, but I'm just putting that out there. There's most likely an Ultra going to drop, so maybe you might have interest in that. Also, we're very close to the anniversary, which is going to start in May. People are anticipating an Ultra Vegeta Blue, but also want to point out that if Ultra Vegeta Blue is going to come for the anniversary, I don't think he'll come for part 1 of the anniversary. I think he'll be on a later on part. So even though it starts at the end of May going into early June, I don't think that Ultra Vegeta Blue, if he was to drop as an Ultra for the anniversary, would be early on. But regardless, the part 1 of the anniversary might be something you're interested in. If it's a Gold Frieza, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan of some sort, I don't know, whatever it is, you might be interested because of that. So these are just some pre-information that I want to go talk about, because you can decide all of this before even thinking about whether you want it yourself. You just literally collect information based on what you have before you even consider whatever it is. So yeah, that's all the pre-information. Let me actually break down my opinions on the kit and whether I think it's actually valuable or not. Now, I've read everything that they gave in the reveals and stuff, and please take into account that I'm doing this before the full kit, so this is just based on the reveals and stuff. I have to say that Vegeta is looking to be the unit that's going to actually just tank things, but that's only under the fact that if he has only under the idea that he would have good defenses. His stats are going to play a big factor, because basically how this kit works, let me just give you just a simple explanation. you start with Goku, right? You switch into Vegeta, and Vegeta, just like in the anime, is going to hold on until Goku is ready to actually end the battle. That's essentially how it's gonna go. So when you actually switch out to Vegeta, it's about his gauge actually working in a sense of a countdown. And when the countdown is done, Goku is going to come in with his transcendent Kamehameha, and you basically can't do anything about it. It's going to hit you. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't switch out, you can't dodge it, you can't do anything. It's going to hit you. The transcendent Kamehameha is going to hit you. So what you need to do is actually stop Vegeta before that even happens to avoid taking damage. On top of the fact that Goku's transcendent Kamehameha, he's the only one that has that big gauge attack, is actually an AoE damage type thing. If you don't know what AoE is, the example I gave in my stream is that if you blow up a house, even if you're standing on the outside of the house, you can still take damage because the explosion blows outwards. The same way, if you actually hit somebody that's actually directly in the line of attack, the side people characters might actually get hit. So the bench characters, the characters on standby, will still take damage. They can't be defeated, but still take damage through the transcendent Kamehameha, which is very, very good. Also to point out that Goku can actually kill with it, which is actually very, very scary. That I was like, okay, if it's a transcendent Kamehameha and you can't dodge it, it shouldn't be able to kill, right? Dead wrong. That can kill you, and you're gonna get left if you're the last person alive. So you need to be very careful when dealing with this unit in that sense. That's the general thing I've got about them. They're gonna need defenses for Vegeta to actually be able to tank, especially because when he tag switches, they're blue, right? But if he tag switches, he's gonna be weak to red and actually strong against green. So Ultra hit is gonna be a problem. But on the opposite end, Goku is going to have Ultra Goku Black Rose as a problem. So those two main Ultras are going to be very, very big antagonists against this unit, and that's something you want to point out if you already have any of those units, specifically Ultra Hit and Goku Black Rose. Ultra Gogeta Blue is going to be Ultra Gogeta Blue, but he's not a bigger threat than any of those two units against this unit. But also in the same way, because this unit is a tag unit, they can actually switch out and actually reverse their element to be advantageous against Ultra Hit or Ultra Goku Black Rose in the same way. Now I'm going to point out some key things in this kit that you might want to take into account, maybe to your playstyle, and then after that I'll give you my opinion on whether I think it's actually worth summoning on. Alright, so starting with the Z ability, he's going to be good on these tags here: Saiyan, Sun Family, Vegeta Clan, and his main thing is that he's a range type, so his blast attack. Me personally, my playstyle, I'm not big on blast attack. I dislike range type characters. I feel like blast attack is worse than strike attack in every single way. Just the fact blast armor exists, even if there's characters that have anti-blast armor, which means they do more damage, such as Trunks and Vegeta, it really doesn't matter realistically, because that bit of damage, if it doesn't kill me, the strike cards is going to start the combo. It's faster at close range. In more cases, it will fake you out better when you're doing strike cancels. Blasts are just like a bit more regular to me, while strikes literally have the advantage in more scenarios. So for me, them being a range type is gonna shaft them on a lot of meta teams. That's just how I see it. But regardless, people use them and make value out of them. I'm not saying they're gonna be bad just because they're a range type. It's just my preference of play style, and off of that alone, like that, which is actually objectively true, strikes are just generally more valuable in PvP or anywhere in the game than blast attack. Cool. Moving forward, Goku is going to be the offensive guy, Vegeta is going to be the tanky guy. So you can see here on Goku's side, they're giving him draw speed. He can't be cover changed. Obviously, this is only a segment of it, but it's pretty cool just to point out. He also, the draw speed is every time he does an arts card. So not even just strike or blast, arts card. So that's fire. Vegeta, you can see he's doing things to kind of just stop you from actually excelling in combos. So he's destroying your card, he steals one enemy card slot. Not too great in my opinion. I feel like these things are just like minor inconveniences unless they get good RNG unlock, like your ultimate arts or a blue card at a specific moment, you know. And he also has a blast cover change, which is just cool to point out, I feel. So yeah, let's keep it moving. Now from Goku, when you switch to Vegeta, the big thing I want to point out of everything on this page, is a lot of writing, right? You actually seal the enemy's rising rush. Now that's pretty solid, because this could actually open doors for a lot of good teams. The first team I immediately thought of was these guys on Universe Rep. So you see this guy here, Goku and Vegeta, put them on the leader slot, then you run them on Universe Rep with Android 17. That's a strong anti-rush team. But the reason why that is so that you can actually last long with Vegeta. So in this case, he'd be type advantage over Ultra Rose and actually type disadvantage to Ultra Hit, because when the element switches off the unique gauge, he switches to Vegeta and Goku's gonna do his like standby thing, and then the gauge will activate so that Goku can come back in and then do his Transcendent Kamehameha. So it's Transcendent Kamehameha preparation mode when you're actually tag switched into Vegeta. He goes type neutral for sustained damage while in preparation mode, so he's really going to be a buff guy. Vegeta's damage specifically, there's nothing written where he's offensively great. He's more so just meant to survive in the preparation mode so that when Goku actually comes back, this Transcendent Kamehameha can hit, and it's pretty dope. Like, he's going to do damage. But let's get into what Goku can do in the Transcendent Kamehameha mode. So you see here with Vegeta, you actually switch to Goku when the unique gauge reaches 0. So it's going to be doing like a wind down. It's automatic from the seams of it, from the animations as well. And then when Goku comes in, the Transcendent Kamehameha will actually activate immediately. Like immediately. So it even counters everything from what it looked like, ultimate arts, possibly rising rushes, because we've seen that with hits time skip. So it's going to be pretty dope. We're trying to get that Transcendent Kamehameha off. Reverse the element factors back, so now you're type advantage to reds and then still weak to greens. But he goes type neutral for 2 timer counts during the Transcendent Kamehameha, nullifies endurance, which is dope, and then he also does more damage based on him being last stand. So if there's 2 defeated battle members, he's going to be much stronger in that sense. Outside of that, they didn't really give anything else, but it does say most of the damage inflicted will be dealt to enemy members on standby, so the AoE damage that I spoke about earlier in this video. Outside of here, it just gives some explanations. For example, I believe if you seal Vegeta, it actually like stops the preparation mode, which is actually interesting. It brings the gauge back to 0, sorry. So just some few things to take out. They didn't give much more information, but I feel like a big thing that's going to make the difference in their kits is that they will have either damage inflicted that would help them out. Good stats is the main thing. Defenses for sure on Vegeta's side more than anything else. He's gonna need that more than anything. Goku, I don't mind if he doesn't have it because he's meant to be the more offensive character on the team, but really and truly that standby mode with Vegeta, I just hope that he's actually able to be tanky. Someone pointed out that the strike defense important because he's a range type. They're gonna be fighting strike characters, so with the blast armor and whatnot. So yeah, that's to be taken in about that. Now going forward, do I actually think they're going to be worth it? I feel like if the stats are good, then they'd actually be able to keep up with the meta for sure, and I feel like they're going to be a good unit. However, I don't see them being one of the best units unless the Transcendent Kamehameha is just absolutely absurd. Even then, Vegeta needs to keep up with his defenses, and just generally speaking, I don't feel like they're a necessary unit for anybody to really chase besides from a preference. We have a lot of hard hitters in the game right now. Ultra Hit, Ultra Rose, Ultra Goku Black. So it's not ridiculous to say that this unit wouldn't be literally creeping those units immediately. There's a lot of color variation as well, as you've seen with the fact that Ultra Hit and Rose are going to be type advantage and disadvantage to this unit based on who's in, whether it's Goku and Vegeta. So for this unit here, I could see them being a very good unit for sure. I feel like if you summon for them, you're going to get some value out of them for sure, and you're going to enjoy using them. They're not going to be fodder by any means. But the after boost discussion is a whole completely different game, because that's when you actually see whether they actually have life in the game. After boost, lots of units just fall off and they're never to be used again. Reason being, they just can't keep up with anybody else that's new. You can see the gauge reach 0% here, and then the Transcendent Kamehameha hits. He actually gets the legendary finish, which is fire. But yeah, overall, I would say if you want summon, for sure. But it's not. I don't think it's anything you need, especially with the fact that we're going to be getting an Ultra very soon, and then leading into the anniversary, the windscreen's so fire. You really want to have Chrono Crystals. I don't see why you wouldn't want to have Chrono Crystals for the anniversary. Nice cover change there, blast cover change. Seems like they both have it, which is dope. But yeah, leading into the anniversary, I think saving is going to be a big priority. If you're going to be spending, I would say spend at try stay within range for you to be on track to get to 20k, possibly by the end of the month. I feel like the Ultra probably regen based simply because we've already got so many Saiyans. We're getting a Saiyan LF this month. If they add another Saiyan like Vegeta or something like that, which they shouldn't, by the way, another Ultra like Vegeta or like even a hybrid Saiyan, I'd actually be like in shock. This is pretty dope, by the way. Vegeta's it's like a green card counter. But yeah, that's everything I've got to say based on whether I think they're worth it. They definitely would get value, but it also heavily depends on what stats they get and the damage inflicted and things like that in their kit that we actually don't see. But I'm not personally a big fan of tagged units. I'm very bored of them. That's me personally. I'm not actually expressing it to whether I think they're going to be valuable right now. I just don't like the tag mechanic. I feel like it's a very cheap gimmick nowadays. Like at first it was solid, but then now it's kind of like, okay, we can switch, then just add a few things here and there, lots of lines, and it looks like they're really good. But because they've got a lot going on, they also seem to not have good defenses, maybe besides the tag force, but GT is a very solid team. But I'm rambling at this point. If you want to summon, I'm not against it, but at the same time, I'm very cautious about the longevity of this unit. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, man. Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to answer those 2 questions that I put. How many Chrono Crystals do you have right now, and are you summoning based on whether you already made your decision? But if you're here now in the video, leave your opinion now that you've already heard everything I've got to say. If you're waiting for the full kit, that's also cool, man. Just play the game how you want to play the game. But I'm here just to be a guide for people that want to know what's the best move. So whether I'm summoning, I'm summoning. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to summon. I'm probably going to try to get 1 copy. I feel like they're just a nice unit to have as a collector, but I don't want to go in too deep. I don't want to, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. I'm gonna leave it like that though, guys. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.